After about 10 videos, I decided it was finally time to tell you more about my Sims and their stories and all the juicy background information. This will be a series. We are already in Generation 2, so follow if you want to watch my Sims 3 chaotic family. Now let's get into it. I contemplated starting us off with the same Sim I've been bullying on my TikTok page as of late, but any good story starts at the beginning, not the end. Our generation founder Janelle Monáe moved to Starlight Shores after a long consideration of where she wanted to spend the rest of her life and have a family. Right off the bat, she had strong work ethic and wanted to make wealth. And there's a reason why I say wealth, not generational wealth. Because Janelle's story doesn't start off as a version of the Legacy Challenge. She was a regular Sim I was playing with at the time, who I made at the time of mourning my red hair, since I had cut all my hair off and needed it to grow before going red again. So she's loosely inspired by me, a black woman with red hair at the time who loves singing. I had just downloaded all the packs besides that Katy Perry one, and so the Showtimes pack caught my eye. It brings opportunity of being a singer, so we start off there. And a little did I know this was a demanding career. So quickly, I decided against playing with multiple Sims at once. Not only was it my first time picking up The Sims 3 in a while, I believed I'd have a hard time managing Sims. And well, I wasn't wrong at the time. And although I had looked up this world and thought there would be just enough Sims and things to do and enough lots, it was perfect for Showtime, not gameplay outside of work. So my Sim didn't make many romantic relationships. She tried with men, and that didn't work out, so she messed around with a woman and met Courtney, who although was non-committal, had actually stayed in the platonic relationship with Janelle and continued to pursue her. Even with her situationship household, their relationship wasn't much in the beginning. Janelle worked crazy hours and barely had enough time to take care of her own needs. But Courtney made sure she got a key to Janelle's house and would wait there until she came home to talk to her. Stalkerish, am I right? But it worked out, as Janelle accidentally flirted with Courtney, and the rest was history. As they stayed in this one-bedroom house, lots happened. Sims got robbed, found a bird in the snow outside and took him in and named him some scientific name. I believe it's what a green macaw is called. Anyways, now that she learned how much money she was making, she was only worried about her job and her now girlfriend. But I had other plans, and I toyed around with the idea of having kids, and I'm pretty sure I made them have about maybe 2 kids before realizing it really just wasn't going to work. And so they spent pretty much most of their young adult life working, and the lifespan was on super long. Oops, I can't lie, I'm obsessed with my Sims. And sooner than later, the money was piling in, and they had option to get a bigger house. So they took it, building essentially a one-story home, because I didn't have enough knowledge in The Sims 3 yet to make a proper upstairs, but it existed. And then with the new space, new time, since Courtney would be home as she moved up in her career, they carried their first child, Jewel. Now you may ask, how was the pregnancy different with Jewel? They had more space, more money, and she was kind of cute. She made me, the Sims god, believe she was worth keeping around. Although I debated deleting her many times, glad I didn't. But taking care of themselves were more important at the time. And that became more apparent as she got older. The poor child. She was sent off to boarding school a few different times, as she would mostly be home alone all day. Meanwhile, all the focus was on her parents. And not much changed, except money. They had saved up 80 grand and were able to buy the biggest plot of land there was and rebuilt their house. Everything was stable. They were happy. And their only child was growing up into a teenager. And between needing to teach her how to drive, life slowing down, there was more time alone at home. And then that magical chime began to play.